Tuesday morning, Peter Tyson called in at the bank.
How would you like the money?
Fivers, please. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Mr. Tyson? Oh, George.
I didn't see you there.
Yes, I was in with the manager. I haven't seen you for ages.
Yes, it is some time.
Although I've heard news of you from your father, of course.
As I gather, you've been over to Cain House once or twice, too.
Well, I did a bit of shopping for him on Saturday and cooked his Sunday lunch.
Well, I hope he isn't imposing on you.
Good Lord, no.
He had me running round in circles the other week. I simply haven't the time to keep sweating from one end of Hampstead to the other.
Oh, you wouldn't have, but I've nothing much else to do.
I don't know why he can't have food from the supermarket like everyone else.
Well, I don't see why he should if he doesn't want to. Anyway, we might as well pander to him a bit while he's feeling under the weather.
Quite honestly, I think that's in the mind as much as anything.
Well, he was a little out of breath at the weekend.
Well, of course, he does have a bit of bronchial trouble now and then, but he loves to play it up, you know.
Yes, I remember. Anyway, don't you worry. I'll keep an eye on him. See he's not short of food supplies. In fact, I'll pop up in my lunch hour.
Oh, I'm very grateful to you, George.
I'm only just over the road. And by all accounts, you've got your hands full at present.
Oh, which reminds me, I must get a move on. Have to collect the twins at 12.
Oh, before you go, there was something else I wanted to mention. Apropos Christmas.
Christmas?
Yes, I've invited Arthur to spend the day with me. I hope you don't think it a liberty.
No, not in the least.
Only I shall be on my own. And if he's not feeling quite himself, I dare say he'd prefer a quiet day.
Absolutely. Yes, with 3 small children, it'll be chaos at Minden Road. Liz's mother has already chickened.
I thought it was 4 children.
No, Jeremy's going to Lynn's for the day.
Oh, dear. Then everyone will be deserting you. Perhaps you'd rather Arthur came to you after all?
No, really. I think it's much better that he comes to you.
Well, so long as I'm not treading on any toes.
No, of course not. Quite frankly, Liz and I were wondering how we could best break up the Christmas holiday. Fond as we are of Father, 3 days could be a bit trying.
Morning, Mrs. Prior.
I'm sorry,
Lesley, from the Rape Crisis Centre.
Oh, yes, of course. I didn't recognize you pushing a pram.
It's a better disguise than dark glasses.
Oh, isn't she gorgeous?
I'm just taking her round to my mother's. I was going to look in at your place. Will Sophie be there?
Yes, she'll be back from the restaurant by about 3. She isn't due there again until 7.
I had a message. She'd phoned me. How is she?
You're up to date, are you? You know they've got the man?
Yes.
Although he swears it was all with Sophie's consent.
Oh, yes, you could see that.
She had a pretty grueling time at the police station yesterday, but in the end they said they were prepared to charge him. Which, of course, they can't do unless Sophie's willing to give evidence in court.
Oh, and they expected a decision then and there, I suppose.
Yes, but Sophie wouldn't give one. Said she wanted time to think it over.
Good for her. I mean, she doesn't want to be bludgeoned into anything.
Well, it seems sensible to find out the exact implications first. So she wants to talk to you.
Yes, I should be able to put her in the picture.
Are you going this way?
Yes, my mum lives in Dina Terrace.
Oh, well, I'll walk along with you then. What do you advise in these circumstances?
Oh, we don't. No, we give them the facts and the benefit of our own experience, but let them make up their own minds.
I shouldn't have thought it was a very good time for a woman to make decisions, when she's in a state of confusion anyway.
Well, that's what it's about. I mean, helping them to come to terms with the experience and regain control of their own life. I mean, nothing like rape for knocking your ego.
What made you take on this work? It must be very demanding, especially with a young baby of your own.
Oh, I only do it part-time.
Well, even so.
Oh, I went through it all myself. Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize.
3 years back. And it gave me a bit of insight into the problems. I thought I might as well pass it on. And my husband felt the same. I mean, he was only my boyfriend then. He does a bit of work for Rape Crisis, too.
Oh, they have men counsellors as well.
They don't deal with the victims. No, more with the family and friends.
How do you mean?
Well, they often have acute problems, too. I mean, feelings of anger, helplessness, or even guilt for not having prevented the assault.
Yes.
Oh, you'd be surprised at all the offshoots there are.
I suppose that's what Bill's going through.
You mean the guy Sophie used to go out with?
Oh, she told you about him?
Yes.
He seems to have reacted very strongly. He probably feels a mixture of all three of those things. Anger, certainly. He nearly thrashed the wrong person the other day. And probably some guilt, too, if he hadn't dropped her, etc., etc.
Oh, yes. You see what I mean? It's never straightforward.
Arthur! Are you there, Arthur? Arthur, it's me, George.
Can I help you?
Oh, good afternoon.
Oh, it's Mr. Underdown.
Yes, hello, Mrs. Wiltshire. Still in flat 14?
Yes, indeed. We do miss having you as a neighbour.
Oh, that's very civil of you.
Visiting Mr. Tyson, are you?
Yes, but I can't seem to get any answer.
I haven't seen him go out.
Yes, I doubt if he would. He's been a bit under the weather.
Oh, dear.
In fact, I came to see if he needed any shopping doing.
His milk's still there?
Yes, the papers were too. I pushed them through.
I hope nothing's wrong.
So do I. I'll shout through the letterbox. Yeah. Arthur! Arthur! Can you hear me, Arthur? Oh. Hang on. Hang on.
What is it?
I thought I heard something, a groan.
Oh, we'd better fetch the porter.
So how's it going then, Sophie?
Well, at least I'm back at work.
One ordeal less.
Yes. I still feel very jumpy, though. I just can't look at any of the customers, well, the men anyway, without...
Yes. Well, for what it's worth, it gets better.
I've got another ordeal tomorrow.
What's that?
I'm supposed to go along to the VD clinic for tests.
Well, there's no use putting it off, love. No, it's best to get it done between 3 and 7 days after the rape.
Yeah, that's what Ben said.
You want me to come along with you?
Oh, Les, would you?
Of course. And I'll explain exactly what happens, too. I mean, it's never as bad if you know what to expect.
Oh, thanks. I mean, Mr. Digby, well, that's the man who did it. He didn't really seem the type you'd contract anything like that from, but then, on the other hand, he didn't seem the type who'd rape you either.
I gather the police want to press charges.
Yes. I can't decide what to do.
Well, you don't want to let them push you into it.
I know.
But on the other hand, they've got a habit of losing interest if you dither about too long.
And that's the impression I got. I know you went through with it.
Oh, and lost the case for my pains.
I know, it must have been dreadful.
Well, it didn't do much for my faith in the legal system, or in my fellow human beings on the jury.
Oh, I bet it didn't.
But then, as I said the other day, I did everything wrong. Now, I didn't report the attack for ages, so there was virtually no forensic evidence.
Yeah.
And I went to court entirely unprepared, so I was thrown completely by everything that went on. Neither of those things will apply to you.
I still don't relish the thought of it all.
There's no use pretending it's going to be a joyride. But if you do go ahead, we'll recommend a sympathetic solicitor to advise you. And one of us will come to the court with you if you feel the need of a friendly face.
Yeah. I wouldn't even have a barrister to defend my interests, would I?
Well, no. No, because you're just a witness in the case. Oh, he's the one on trial. Although it doesn't seem like that by the time the defence counsel's finished with you.
Yes, but surely there's a limit to what they can ask you about.
In theory. I mean, you can't be questioned about your past sex life, except at the discretion of the judge. But judges have a habit of exercising discretion in the interests of the defendant, especially when the raped woman has been a prostitute or even a barmaid.
Or even a waitress.
Yeah. I suppose as he was a customer, they'd be bound to make something of that.
I can just imagine. It was bad enough yesterday at the police station. And Mr. Digby does look very respectable.
It's no use pretending that judges and juries aren't influenced by that.
How many cases that go to court do result in convictions then?
About 60%. But remember, only about half of reported rapes do get to court.
Because the women are scared of reprisals.
Well, some. And some just want to forget about it. And others, well, they intend to go to court in the beginning and then pull out later because of the interminable wait.
Actually, I was going to ask you about that. How long will it be before the trial came up?
Well, it varies, of course. I mean, you might be lucky, but it can be as long as 9 months.
9 months? Oh, with that hanging over
Well,
you.
you did ask.
Oh, Lesley, that's ages.
Yeah, it's a long time. I mean, I wouldn't want to go through with it again.
So you think I should drop it?
No. No, it depends on you, Sophie. I mean, how you feel. I just thought you should know the worst before you decide.
Now, stop that, you lot. That is go answer the phone, right? Hello?
Mr. Tyson,
Speaking. Oh, shut that door, would you, Abby?
this is George Underdown.
I can't hear a thing.
I said it's George Underdown.
Look, shut it, will you?
Pardon?
I'm sorry. Who did you say you were?
George Underdown.
Ah. Oh, hello again, George.
I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
Is it to do with Father?
Yes. I went round to Cain House, as I promised I would, and I couldn't get any reply. I realised something was wrong and got the porter to unlock the door. It was just as well. Arthur was in bed still, and in a bad way.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, very feverish, and he could hardly get his breath, especially when he coughed. It was a nasty colour, too.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, I sent for Dr. Woodhouse right away, then tried to ring you, but got no reply.
Oh, that must have been when we went to the recreation ground. What did the doctor say?
Well, he thinks it's bronchial pneumonia.
Pneumonia?
Yes, said we should get him to hospital at once. The ambulance has just left. I thought you'd want to know.
Yes, of course. I'll go up there as soon as I get the children organised. Oh, poor Father, I don't know what to say.
Lucky I called on him when I did. And to think we accused him of play acting. I feel very bad about that now.
Bye then, Lesley. See you tomorrow.
Your friend gone?
Oh, hello, Matt. Yes.
Helpful, was she?
Yes. Well, in that she explained just what it would entail if I let them charge Mr. Digby.
She didn't try to dissuade you, I hope.
No. Well, she's not like that.
So you're going ahead. Good.
I didn't say that.
You must, if the police think you've got a case.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I can go through with it.
Well, you wouldn't let the bastard get off scot-free, Sophie.
But there's nothing to say that he wouldn't be acquitted anyway.
And there's nothing to say he wouldn't be put away for a good long time like he deserves. As I see it, it's your duty.
Yeah, well, maybe you don't see it from my point of view.
Hey, look, come back. I'm sorry.
I may have to wait for 9 months, Matt, before it came to trial. And then God knows what I'd be put through. Let's face it, I don't think I'd make a very good witness. And my image isn't exactly going to impress a chauvinistic judge, is it?
They can't all be like that.
So, you think I should take the risk?
Yes, I do. For the sake of anyone else Mr. Digby might take a fancy to. I mean, would you want another girl to go through what you did?
Oh, God, no.
Well, if he isn't stopped, he might do it again. And next time, he might not stop at rape.
Oh, what is it? Not now. I'm up to my eye. Good Lord, Peter.
Darling, thank heavens you're here. The girl on reception wasn't sure.
Oh, what on earth are you doing here?
Now, don't get in a flap, but there's been a bit of a crisis.
Oh, God, not one of the children.
No. It's Father. He's been taken to hospital with bronchial pneumonia.
What? But you told me there was nothing wrong with him, love.
Oh, darling, there wasn't.
Well, he could hardly have developed pneumonia
Well,
overnight.
Not as far as I could see.
He must have been sickening for it for some time.
Oh, all right. There's no need to go on about it. I didn't come here to have that rubbed in.
Why did you come here? Couldn't you have phoned?
Because I must go to the hospital and I can't find anyone to take the children.
Well, where are they now?
They're downstairs.
Here?
With the receptionist. I didn't want to worry you at work, darling, but there was nothing else I could think of.
I see. So I'm supposed to drop everything, am I? Never mind the fact that it's Wednesday tomorrow.
Oh, well, I thought Thursday was the day for the printers.
Oh, you know the woman's page has to be in a day early.
Oh, well, surely as long as it's there by Thursday, it's not the end of the world.
Peter, I've got a deadline.
Oh, yes, and I suppose your deadline matters more than Father's life, does it?
Don't be so stupid. Surely you could wait a couple of hours. I mean, it's not that bad, is it?
Bronchopneumonia at his age, it's a killer, Liz.
And you can hear the next episode of Waggoners Walk on Monday afternoon at 5:05 here on Radio 2. Meanwhile, there's another chance to hear that episode on Monday at 12:15. Waggoners Walk this week was written by Alan Downer and Jill Hyam and directed by Anton Gill and David Johnston.